Okiru.
Sheesh. Alrighty, boys. Welcome to the Okiru podcast.
Welcome.
We're joined by Kixplore.
Yo,
the one and only.
What is up, boys?
What is up? Damn.
Yeah.
Sheesh. How's it been, man?
Not too bad. I gotta say, it's been a tough couple of years.
Yeah.
Especially vlog-wise, probably not as much because you could always just vlog at home. But
Yeah.
in terms of creating content, I don't know. I really miss creating content while traveling. And,
Right.
That's it. And like, in terms of like, how do I say this? Results and views and everything. It gets like the worst when I travel. When you literally, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that goes through this. But when you create content, sometimes when you create content that takes hours and hours of like editing and everything, those are the ones that like bomb the most, like in terms of views. And like it's kind of depressing in a way, but when I look at it for myself, and that's the reason why I did it, it's always like really rewarding. Just going back, it's like, oh man, it hits you right in the feels, you know. So
it's so underappreciated, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm not forcing everyone to watch it and everything, but it's just, come on, man. I spent like 6 hours on that.
So in saying that, in terms of going back to why is the reason you first started doing it in the first place?
Okay. So when I first started doing YouTube, so if you guys don't know, Kixplore is like it was mainly a YouTube first, and then it became like Instagram and sort of TikTok and stuff. But the reason why I first started it is because I just saw it on Facebook.
Yeah.
All these people just started posting all their really good, like nice travel videos.
Yep.
And I've loved sneakers for so long, like for ages.
Sorry, bro.
And
Just gonna fix this cord.
look good.
Technical errors, guys. Yeah, apologies.
Oh,
I was like pulling on your headphones, right?
yeah, so I can't hear you. Oh, there, okay, hear
This is the
good.
ghetto style, man.
So in terms of starting, I always like sneakers, and there's this guy. He's I forgot his name now. Christian LeBlanc. He's a YouTuber, a travel YouTuber from Canada, and he was the first one that I saw with the title "I quit my job." Yeah, you see that everywhere. I quit my job, and then I started doing YouTube and all this side. So he was the first one that really inspired me. And after I saw that, I was like, man, I'm gonna give it a go. I think I can. I've been doing video for ages, and I was really comfortable with it. So I just thought I'd give it a go, and then. Like I gotta admit, it's really daunting at first, especially if you start any type of content. You gotta be like, how do I start? It's not perfect, but the thing is, you just gotta dive straight in, and just learn on the way. There's never gonna be a perfect start.
Exactly.
No matter how much preparation you do, even if I did it again, if I started again. I would still just jump straight into it. I would not like prepare everything first and everything like that. Just learn it straight away, like as you're going.
So how did you get past that mindset to send it? Because like, you know, sometimes when you're like texting that girl and she's like, should I send this message? I'll send it. It's so scary, right? Or when you do your first blog post and you're just so, like, it's daunting, as you said, for the judgment, the critiques that you could potentially get. How did you push past that mindset the first time when you posted?
Okay. Well, it's a little bit different getting rejected by a girl and then getting a thumbs down, you know. There's a whole like big difference. But in terms of just what got me just going is just seeing what other people are doing. And what I did first is, because I wasn't sure, there's in terms of content, you can always post it on but not live.
Yes.
You know, so you can see it for yourself. It's not live. Like when you go on the TikTok, you can save it as a draft. It's not like actually live, you know. So that's kind of like it's out there, but it's not for everyone to see. And then you could see like it's sort of like a feel, oh, it's there, but no one can see it. It's only me. So it's uploaded, but it's not available for everyone to see. So that's one way to actually do it. That's one step. But then the real step is just to get over your fear and then just play it and just think about what you want to be in the future. And because literally your first piece of content is never going to matter. And no one's going to be like, oh my gosh, bro, your first video, it was so crap. It was crap. I'll even admit that down. Like even some of my videos that like I watch straight from the beginning, I'm like, bro, bro, I am trash. I am trash. But you can see the progression. And that's the beautiful thing about it. So that's why you should always just jump in and don't worry and just learn on the way.
Yeah.
Right.
I think, you know Marcus Brownlee? The tech guy?
Yeah.
Marcus Brownlee, he still has his very first video on there.
MKBL,
And you can see from the very beginning, he was just like a kid reviewing his old laptop. And then if you watch it now, you're like, it was crap. Yeah, of course, the first time you see it, it's crap. But look at him now. Like, he's got his own robotic arm camera thing. It's crazy from where he started.
Crazy,
so, yeah, it's always good to just do it the first. The first one's always going to be a little bit crappy.
Exactly.
Definitely.
But you will progress.
Like, the first word of success is to suck, man. So you gotta get past that suck part. So
It's good at sucking. That's what it's good at sucking, man.
just suck it, guys. How long have you been doing Kixplore for?
Kixplore, oh man, make it fuck, I can leave it. I think it's been like 3 to 4 years now.
Wow.
And I gotta say, like, if I said to myself, like, I know I set goals and everything from like the first year, 2 years, and thing. I honestly thought I'd be further, but it's sort of like I couldn't avoid it anyway. My progress would have been the progress no matter what, because I never wanted to take it full time.
Yeah.
And I only wanted to do it in the spare time because that's what I enjoyed doing in my spare time. Sneakers, videoing and all that kind of stuff. That's what I wanted to do. And I never wanted to sort of like make money from it. I never really wanted to get free products, shoes and like clothing and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, eventually it just does pick up. Yeah. And now that I think about 4 years, it's like, the progress that I did is just, it's when you see the numbers and stuff every day, it's not as impactful as if you watch it. If you saw that on your first day of actually creating content, you're gonna have like thousands of views. You'll be like, "Whoa, man! Yeah, oh man, this is good." But when you're actually there, like on this day, it's like it's not that much. It's not as you get me. It's like the meaningfulness of it isn't as much. Because you see it all the time, and you always want to go further, 10,000 subscribers, 100,000 subscribers, more likes and kind of stuff. So it feels like it's not as much, but when you, once again, when you look back and everything, you can see your progress. It's fantastic, mate.
So the overall thing of it, like when you're looking at yourself progress, if you're doing a workout, like trying to do that body transformation, you're like,
That's it.
oh, look at my body, it's still a bit but like if you look back, you're actually a lot thinner, or like more muscular compared to before. Like
exactly right.
Yeah.
How much have you seen your growth from year one to now?
Oh, it's a lot, man. Because before, my aim was to get 100 views. 100 views, I'll be like, I'm gonna roll. I'm viral. I'm the best. Yeah, that's what I used to say to myself. So that was like a huge goal. But now, obviously, I have to be doing it for so long. Yeah, you get thousands, 100,000 of views and all this kind of stuff. And it's just once again, it becomes a lot more normal. But you just gotta put yourself out there.
Exactly.
And in terms of progress, man, it's just don't look at the numbers, guys.
Of course. Yeah.
Just think about your content. And do what you enjoy. So, it's probably the best thing I could say.
So what keeps you going? Like when you get up, like what keeps you keeping going? I want to make more content for Kixplore.
What makes me want to do more? Or when you spend money on stuff. Sometimes when you spend like, let's say, like maybe $200 on a pair of shoes so you can review. In the back of your mind, it's like, oh my God, my wife's going to kill me. I gotta do something with this because I spent money on it. And I need to try and convert this into views or even money. And all that kind of stuff. So that's one thing that keeps me going. But in terms of pushing onwards and stuff, it's just that you got to look at other people that are a lot higher, more successful than you. And if you want to be like them, that's what kind of pushes you more. And it's not just that. It's more of I'm sure you guys already know in terms of sales and everything. In sales training, you have to think about your why. Why you're doing everything. What's your purpose? Okay. And you have to remember that from the beginning. It has to be strong. And even until like years, like 10 years, 4 years, whatever, that purpose, that why still has to be there. That's what always kind of humbles you. It always kind of grounds you to where you are. No matter how successful you become, if you can always remember why you did it, especially if it's for family, you're doing it like, so I can one day support my parents, support my wife and all that kind of stuff. It kind of empowers you more, So you're not doing it for yourself, because sometimes when you do things for yourself, you could have a bad day and everything and kind of stuff. So, but if you think about your family, this is, oh man, I don't care if I'm having a bad day. Yeah. It's for my family. So that kind of powers you through.
It's like showing up regardless, because it's more than just myself. It's for them.
Yeah,
it's for those guys. Man. So that's your why. It's for your family.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah, it is. That's the why. But the kind of the reasons why I started and stuff is because it's my interest kind of thing. Well, I think I'm okay at it. I'm very good at it, so, and I enjoy it. So
right.
That's what I do.
Where did this interest of sneakers come?
Oh, it probably started from my dad subconsciously. I would probably like to say, because when I was a lot younger, my dad would always try to get me like shoes, like nice shoes, whatever he could afford back then.
Yeah.
Because my dad, he didn't have the best like a lot of money basically.
Yeah.
So all his stuff that he had to buy himself, and when he had me, he always made sure that I looked nice and everything like that. And I still have some photos of that when I was a lot younger.
Man,
so
crazy.
he'd buy me sneakers and everything. But that never really clicked until the real moment where I bought my first pair with my own money. Not like something you could trash around or anything, like a real Jordan, like a real, and it was a Flint 13s, Jordan 13s. When I bought that, I was just like, oh my God. I didn't wear it for 6 months. I know that feeling. I smelled it every day. That's like, this is my money's worth, just smelling it kind of thing. And then eventually, because it's like, oh my God, it's so precious and everything. And that was back then when it wasn't hype that it is now. All these little kids are wearing everything. Oh, Jordan 1s. Who's Jordan? I don't even know who's Jordan, but I'm wearing Jordan 1s.
It's Michael Jackson, man.
So it's always, I liked it. Even when you didn't even need a lineup. I'd go to the store, Foot Locker, 5 minutes before opening. Yeah. And I'd get my size no matter what. Like I could get doubles, triples if I really wanted to. But, that was back then. That's why I kind of have a little bit of a bigger collection now.
Yeah.
Because if I try to buy those shoes that I have now, it costs. I'd probably have even one third of it. Because it's so expensive now, the resale market. So
yeah, it is, man.
Yeah, it's just how it is. So.
It's like when you're so desperate for a shoe. Like for me, sometimes I was so desperate for like a Jordan 1. I'll just pay resale, man, because I can't be stuff with all the L's. Yeah, it just hits you, man. You see like N clothing, L. You see supply stores like you did not win the draw. I was like, damn, man. And so you get it next time. Oh, what? All the bots will get it.
Never, man. Bro, I'm a YouTuber. I still get it. Like I would have thought like 4 years from now, I'll figure something out. But it's really like if you want to be into the resale game and like all the whole bots thing, it's super expensive. I actually looked into it.
Really?
I'm so sick of taking L's. I'm gonna find a way so I can get these W's. And then I thought, I was like, oh no, and that was all right, That was all right.
L stands for learning, man. It's a learning experience. I didn't lose, man. I don't lose. I only learned. I learned to never go for these raffles again. Oh man.
But yeah, that kind of change my content as well. So whatever I couldn't get, whatever, okay, because there's a million YouTubers out there already that will do the next hypest thing. Oh, hey guys, this is unreleased. I haven't got it yet. No one's got it yet, but I got it and I'm revealing it for you guys. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I'm trying to get the stuff that people can get. So that it's more relatable to them. They don't have to spend like thousands of dollars just to get one shoe.
Exactly.
That was originally worth like maybe $150, $180. So that's the kind of content I'm trying to go for.
That's why I love your content, because I was looking at Yeezy slides because I wanted the foam runners. I was like, oh man, I want those foam runners, but I can't justify spending like $500 for it.
How much is it?
It's like $500 resale, right?
Yeah, it's $500 to $800.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, it's just foam for like $500. It's retail, what, like $150 or something?
No, probably less than that. I'm pretty sure it's like
Really?
I don't know exactly because I honestly don't try for raffles anymore. Like I don't try. So I just know what their general amount is, so kind of thing.
Yeah. And I saw your video of the like Yeezy slide alternatives. I was like, oh, I'll look at these ones. I'll probably get one of these. But that's why I love your content.
Yeah. So if you squint hard enough, they look like it.
Just close your eyes and imagine it.
That's it, man. And that's what it looks like. And I mean, I don't support fakes, guys. So I know that I bought that other like Yeezy foam runner, but that was only for like an educational purpose to see because I never bought anything fake before, and a lot of people like honestly on my DMs like from fake replica companies always message me. We will pay you money to review our product and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, but what kind of content I'm gonna make with fake like fake shoes, you know?
Exactly.
Like, oh hey guys, check out this fake shoe. But like, why would you wanna think? And the kind of perspective that I have in terms of fake shoes and resale prices is that you don't need every shoe, guys.
Exactly.
So when you kind of want a shoe, don't buy it because of the hype, because that's the first mistake that you can do. Once that hype is gone, and you can even check it on StockX, first 2 weeks, the all the value of the actual sneaker is always 3 times. 2 weeks later, boom, huge drop. Okay, so if you ever think about like buying resale like on StockX or Goat, any of those kind of reselling programs online, definitely just wait it out a little bit, but not too long, because sometimes if they're really, really popular, they start off really high, they drop, and then they exponentially explode like 10 times. So you just gotta do your research, and if it's like Off-White, if it's Travis Scott, of course it's gonna it's not really gonna dip that much, So getting in early is probably the best thing. But yeah, man, just don't, seriously guys, you don't need every shoe, and just pick and choose the ones that you like, because you there's so much more you can use with your money. Yeah,
Exactly.
Especially your bills, look after your family and all that kind of stuff. So those are way more important than getting likes, getting compliments. Oh, bro, you got the new Yeezys. Oh, you got the new Travis Scott. What are you gonna do with those compliments afterwards?
Exactly.
Yeah. Nothing. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're gonna remember it in your mind. That's it. You spent $700 to like $1,000 just for a compliment you can keep in your mind. So it's not worth it, really.
Not worth it, man.
After doing YouTube for so long, you just realize that, man, because hype only lasts, it's only momentary, it's only temporary. So you just gotta look after things that will last longer.
Exactly.
So as someone who's not really into sneakers, I'd say, would you say the sneaker market or the sneaker game, is it kind of broken in that a lot of it is about hype, or? And if so, like, what broke it? What was the thing that?
I wouldn't say it's actually broken, because that's like the hype. That hype isn't just in sneakers. It's in everything. Yes. It's real estate, all this in business and stuff. So it's not just it's them hyping it up so that they can obviously get a better price, kind of thing. So, but in terms of sneakers, it was the probably time I could probably say it was broken is once all these, I don't know, whoever gets it, it's these bots. Yeah. So once these bots became so readily available just to anyone, before it was only allowed to people that you knew had a code and all that kind of stuff, they could like cheat code everything to get their sneakers. Yeah. But then once like even little kids can like start doing cook groups and all that kind of stuff just to get bots, that's when I was like, oh man, nah, what's the point, Or even like, you can even see it on the news where people like Marcus Jordan is Michael Jordan's son. They had like a Jordan 1 release, and all those were sold before they even the release date, like almost all of them. Yeah. People were like taking photos with like 100 pairs before the actual release. So you're thinking, oh wait, if he's got 100 and there's only this much, well, what chances for me, the rest of the world, not just me, the rest of the world to get these sneakers? If people are always, so there's always like politics and all this other stuff behind the things, and the sneaker game is broken in a way, but I don't know. Like if you're a real sneakerhead, you stay around and you just pick and choose which ones you can. And I think there are people out there that don't do it for resale. So especially like if you have friends that that might have picked up to something a long time ago that you really want, like a Jordan 1, let's say Chicago, and your friends, oh man, I wish I had Jordan 1s, and then if it's your real friend, he's gonna give you something for resale, But that's the kind of that's a good sneaker community. That's a good sneakerhead kind of vibe and everything. That's what it was originally before the bots and everything like that. But that's just life, man. So especially all these all these little kids. It's you kids. you kids, stop buying my shoes.
You're destroying this game, man. It's toxic. Damn. That's crazy, man. Like how the sneaker culture has evolved. Just everything. Like what you said, the hype is just in everything, right? So
Yeah, once people get a hold of the hype, it can. I don't know if the ruin is the right word, but it just changes a lot of the things
Exactly.
that you want to. Yeah.
I think there's more of that selfish motivation for things. So why resell happen? Because they want to make money, right?
Yeah,
we all want to make money, but at the same time, we want this pair of shoes
because you love it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you see all the comments in like Facebook groups. Oh, all the bots are getting it.
Yeah.
They're not even gonna wear it. Like they're just gonna resell. I was like, oh, bro.
What are bots? Computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just a program that allows you to check out quickly, right? Is that
Pretty much? So it's a program that it doesn't go behind like the program's programming kind of thing. It's just it makes your like the program does it really super quick. It's got all your credit card details.
Yeah.
So before one person can even press their size, the bot is already checking out.
Yeah.
So you're selecting your size, and this bot's not just one like shoe; it's got like multiple pairs in the cart already before you even choose your size, and that's why it's all like kind of gone. That's why you think, oh no, I'm gonna wake up early. Okay, I got this. I put my credit card information and everything. You prepare anything, and you like do it real quick, and before you know it, you're like. You're put into this room where it says like, oh yeah, loading and all that kind of stuff. Oh man, that takes forever, bro. Man, like oh yeah. Like, was it fulfilling your order? It's all this like other stuff, man. I'm just like, man, like it's just giving time for these bots to check out, man. And you're like, oh no, I got a chance. Come on, I got a chance.
It's that false hope, man.
Yeah,
false hope.
I mean, some people do, like, especially with like raffles and stuff. Some people really do win, and I'm really happy for them. Especially like, there's this one kid I saw it on a sneaker like Facebook group.
Yeah.
He didn't say it at the beginning, but he actually won a pair of Dior Jordan 1s. You guys know
No way.
Yeah, for retail. So he hit it, but like he didn't say anything because he thought it was fake because he didn't believe it. I'm like, nah, like there's no way I would have won this. And he actually got it. So if you guys don't know, like a Dior pair, like Dior 1, Jordan 1, is around like $2,000 Australian retail, not resale. Resale now.
It's like over 10K, yeah?
Oh, it's 21. It's 21.
No.
Yeah, bro. It's really expensive.
Seriously?
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
So if you want to get like a house
man?
or a pair of shoes, there's like, depending on resale thing, that's what that's the kind of value the Dior ones are.
Oh my god.
What's even worse is, I don't know if you guys saw that there's a Jordan 4 Manila. Did you guys see it?
I think I saw that.
Yeah, the hype was over for real. That was real hype, man. So that one was worth like over 150.
What?
Yeah, man. Because it's so limited. It's so limited that it's a Jordan 4 and everyone wanted, especially because Filipinos love their like shoes and love their basketball and everything, yeah. So that's why it went up to like 100. I'm like, no. I didn't believe it at first, but then when I went to StockX, oh my god, who's gonna pay this much for like a pair of shoes and stuff? And really, and it was such a random thing that you couldn't just like. You couldn't prepare for it. So that's why it would have been harder for bots to actually get and stuff, because you actually had to go into the new Manila store in BGC. I heard all about that stuff to actually get a pair. And I was just like, well, I think it's good because at least it gives the real like people a chance to actually get it. None of these bot stuff to actually get it. So yeah.
Wow, that's crazy how something like that, just a piece of leather and rubber just compiled together to cost that much, right?
Yeah.
$100,000?
Bro, yeah.
That's
it's so expensive, man.
Like you said, that's a house, man. What would you rather, a pair of shoes or a house?
Yeah. The people that are buying that probably
exactly.
It's like chump change.
It's just like, just throwing money away like that, right?
Do I want to buy a yacht today or a sneakers?
That's how it is, man. But I think that's just like, people might check now and they're like, it's not worth that much. But that's what it was when the hype was real. You know, it went up, it skyrocketed, it's kind of thing. So I'm not making up these numbers, guys.
It's almost like pay to win.
Almost, right?
Like,
Almost.
If you have enough money, I'll pay to win. So if you have enough money, you can pretty much get any sneaker you want, basically.
Or even pay people to line up, right? Like,
oh, you could, but it was hard because they made all these strict things, and you had to play in them. Afterwards, you have to play because they've got this awesome basketball court on the top of their roof.
I saw that.
And to get the shoes, you have to play basketball.
How many of you crap at basketball?
No. It's like you have to like shoot around. You have to just basically scruff them up. You can't resell. It's hard to resell, like if it's not brand new kind of thing. So Which is, I respect that, man. Like, like, you know, if you're a real sneakerhead, you'd wear it. You know,
For sure.
You wear it. It's like, oh man, like,
Sure.
oh my gosh, if I had a pair, gosh, man.
You smell it,
bro. Smell it, put it on, take it off, smell it, put it back on, take it off.
Yeah, man. Oh, with that, like, what are your favorite sneakers in your collection, or the ones that hold the most value to you?
So usually the ones are what my wife buys me because. By myself, I probably wouldn't afford them, but she's a nurse. So she does. So that's like all my big like kind of purchases now are always on like my birthday, anniversary. That's the kind of things I don't buy sneakers just like offloading on them anymore. So the ones that I usually have. So I've got one. My most expensive pair is the Fear of God Jordan. Ooh. Sorry, not Jordan. Fear of God Nike 1. So back then that was. Before when Jerry Lorenzo was still with Nike. Yeah. He's with Adidas now. Yeah, it was like, I think it was around 1,700. I think 1,007. And like, I felt bad because when I checked last, it wasn't that expensive. It's just when my wife, like I opened the package, it's like, oh, and then she had the receipt there. It's like, whoa, wait. I was like, whoa. And she's like, and she just bought it anyway. So that's love, bro. That's love, man. So man. She's still good because like, I think what I forgot to do was if you buy anything from StockX or Go, there's always like a shipping fee and all that kind of stuff. So it adds an extra like $100, $150 kind of thing. So she was like, oh, okay. But that's probably, that sneaker is probably my most like precious. I wore it for, how do I say this? When I need to take content for other brands. And so I'll take it out, maybe I might wear it. But I've never worn it outside the house because what's hard about sneakers, especially if it's a new design and all kind of stuff, you never know what the sizing's really gonna be like. So this one, like, it's a little bit big in some spots. So it's just like, oh man, and it's so I didn't realize how tight it is around this area because it's a high shoe. It's up to here, and then it's like you need someone to help you take it off. So that's like I didn't know that when I was like, oh man, but you don't say that. You don't say that's why you're in front of your wife, bro. Oh no, it's just like I'll take it off later. That's how you start. But so there's that one, and also my short with the spoons, which were what I bought a second hand for $850 from some guy. I was just like, I saw it on some sneaker group. I try to, and when you do that, guys, if you ever don't buy from like a website or a place that doesn't have like an authenticity kind of guarantee and stuff, make sure you do your due diligence and get a legit check by someone before you buy it, because there's so many people out there just trying to rip you off with fakes and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I still enjoyed that. I've worn that definitely because it's already worn. So I'm just like, okay, so I wear that everywhere. And those are the two that are probably the most special to me because one's obviously because of my wife, and the other one's like are really just like, oh man, this is gonna be a timeless shoe. So I definitely spent the bag on it.
For sure, man, for sure.
Everything's coming up.
That's all right, man. That's all right.
But I actually been there. That's a really they're closing that down though.
Team Labs.
What is that?
It's in Odaiba.
Japan.
Yeah, man. Oh, bro. Japan, bro.
Let's go back to
let's go back to your travel stories.
So as well as that you love kicks, you also love exploring. So Kixplore.
That's it.
Let's talk more about like what's some of this stuff. Where are the places you've been to, and why do you enjoy exploring?
So I said first, I love exploring because it's something different. Especially when I was younger, man, I hated like going out, bro. I hated my parents would take me to all these. But like, man, just leave me at home, man. Let me play my video games. But now when you get a little bit older, you want to experience things, and like I hate to say it, but I've kind of grown out of like video games, man. I've still got a PS5, which my wife bought me. Oh man, I play one game, and then I was just like, I'll play it on like another time. So it's just sitting there. Anyway. So traveling, it's just such a new experience. You can't experience like being in a place but without being there. You can watch it on TV, you can watch it on YouTube and all this other stuff, but unless you're actually there, that's the only way you're gonna actually like feel the experience to it. Because I'm telling you guys, whatever you see on TV, it's nothing like to be what it's like to being there in person. And that's why I experienced going to like Singapore, going to all these other different kind of countries. Oh, fuck, I haven't really been anywhere. But I have technically, but in terms of like blogging and all that kind of stuff. So I try to vlog where I do like sneaker events and stuff. So I've been to Singapore. So I think there's a couple there. That's the Street Superior. Yeah. I always go to Sydney. They have one like once or twice a year. So I try to go there, support my boys at the kickstand.
Shout out.
Yeah. Shout out to kickstand.
So SneakerCon as well. They go to a different places. Sometimes they go to Sydney. Sometimes they do it in Melbourne. I always try to go there. But the one place that I don't even need to go for sneakers is usually Japan. So Japan, I've been there 3 times. And so the first one was for my honeymoon, which is like, it's a weird story because like the first time, I almost didn't go for my first time because it was like for my honeymoon. What? And I got sick in El Nido. From what? From drinking the water. I know that feeling. It's not even real. My wife gave me that water, bro. So it's like, nah, it's fine.
She poisoned you, man.
Yeah, bro. Just like Eve. That's all right. It's all right. Anyway, but like, so with that water, I felt sick. I had was amoebitis or something. It's like a parasite in your stomach, wow. And I suffered for 3 days, like because I was in El Nido, and they were like. So eventually, when I got back to the mainland in Manila, they took me to the emergency hospital, and then the doctors were like, "Why didn't you go straight away to the emergency room?" I'm like, "What am I supposed to do? I didn't even know there was a hospital there." But so they gave me medicine, and at first because I think so, I arrived at the emergency hospital, but the next day was a flight to Japan. Yeah, so I was just like, "Oh, babe, I don't know if I can go." So, but the medicine that they gave me. Like, it was a 50-50. I was like, I was about to say, babe, I don't want to go there and then, like, just ruin it for us kind of thing. But I was just, nah, like, suck it up, Marc. So we went, and then, bro, I'm so happy that I went. And after that, man, I try to go every year. Literally, if it wasn't for the pandemic, I probably would have been there twice already. Because it's so, we usually go, and like, for me, the best time to go is usually at the end of the year. Not just because it's snowing and it's cold. You don't want to don't go during July or August because it's so hot. I've been there in July, August, so it's so hot. And but yeah, at the end of the year, there's also like really nice sales.
Nice.
So like we have like a Black Friday or whatever it's called, like a Boxing Day. One Boxing Day. They have like a whole week or is it like a whole month worth of like really mad sales. Really? And they have these things called lucky bags where it's like mystery boxes, obviously. So wow. So it's whatever, so you pay a certain amount and then they chuck all this really like a lot of stuff into it that's worth more than whatever you paid. But it's not really like, I don't know. I think sometimes you it's like a hit and miss sometimes. So you can get some really good stuff, but you can like also get some really bad stuff. But whatever I got, bro, I never missed anything. So it's always like really good to me. So that's why, they have so many of those. That's why I don't know. It's just so good during the end of the year where it's oh man, like I'm just trying to reminisce now with like all this kind of stuff. Like I've never felt snowflakes and stuff. I've never seen it like fall. I've only seen it. Like a massive clump, on the floor. It's like, oh, that's snow.
Yeah, it's hard.
I've never seen it like falling down onto my like my hands and on my face and stuff. And that's what I experienced first time in Japan. Wow. And that's when we were like biking. We were biking from our Airbnb in Kyoto, and we were going to the bamboo forest in Arashiyama. And I still remember that place, man. Oh, so good, man. It's just. Yeah, we had to actually stop. It's like because I went with my wife that time, and also my cousin AJ, my best man. And he was just Kuya, stop. And then like I was like, whoa. It's like, oh look, and I was like, what am I looking at? And like look, it's snowing. I'm like, oh my god. So it's just like, so we just like stopped there and just like kind of enjoyed the moment. Yeah. And yeah, bro, and I'm gonna tell you, whatever you see in the animes, that's exactly what Japan is, bro. I'm like, what the? I've seen this somewhere before. This is what is this, man? Especially, and that's what I want to do is like, have you guys watched Your Name?
Yes.
Yeah.
Your Name?
Yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna try go to next time I go. I'm gonna try to do all those places. I'm gonna do whatever they did in that scene. Doing that like the staircase at the end. I'm gonna do that with Raquel. I'm like, I'm gonna pretend cry and everything. Oh man, it's
Japan's
so good.
beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Japan's so beautiful. What's your most favorite part or place in Japan?
Oh man, that's so hard. That is really hard.
Yeah,
I've
'cause
never-
there's so
I've
many
been-
different beautiful places, man. It's hard to choose.
I've never thought about that before. That's a good question. If I had to choose a place that I really do like, I'm trying to remember all the places I went. Something's really coming up.
Mm.
Probably Tokyo. Tokyo is just
Mm.
like good to be around. Nah, because what's unfair is because there's so many places that I want to go to that are better than places I've already been. And so I want to say those places, but I haven't been there. So, man, probably Tokyo is just probably the funnest.
Yeah.
But going out is definitely the best. Like it's more of a unique experience the further you go out, especially if you. I'm not even talking about Osaka and Kyoto or Tokyo.
Yeah.
Because they're like the three main cities. You have to go outside of those cities. And that's where, that's where everything is, man. That's where you could see like what it's like a really clean Philippines almost. Probably like a really super clean and everyone's super nice and patient kind of thing. Bro, man, it's like when you go there, and the way that they like civilization is like high tech to like the rural is like it snaps. It's just like 1 second you're in like this Neo Tokyo kind of thing, and then 1 second you're in rural Japan. It's like with all these rice fields. So like, what the heck? Where did this come from? But then it's just that's how I don't know, just unique it is. It's just there's so much to see there, and that's why I like Japan, because if you go to the, let's say, place like Europe, I haven't been to Europe, but from what I can see there, it's all just pretty much the same stuff what we almost have here. Like it's not exactly the same, but it's like westernized.
Yeah.
But when you go to Japan, it's totally like you have questions. They're like, oh, what is this? Oh, like, oh, they do this here. If you go to Europe, it's like, oh, look what they do here. Oh, we. It's all this kind of sort of like the same stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But in Japan, it's just like a whole new. There's so much more to learn there.
It's like entering a new dimension, man.
Yeah.
You know, you get off the plane, you get off the train. It's like, wait, where am I?
It's a different world.
It's crazy.
Have you ever been to Korea before?
Korea. That's somewhere me and my wife really want to go. Oh man, my wife. This is shout out to her. She is the biggest BTS fan. Oh my gosh, bro. She even made me get a haircut like BTS, bro. I was like, never like, what? This is weird. Like, how can you just try to get that French like, like Jungkook and all that? I'm like, all right. But my wife, So if it wasn't for the pandemic as well, we would have been to Korea to try it out because. Yeah, she loves it there, man. Oh, no, it looks pretty nice. But I always say it.
So I wonder if it's the same as Japan, where it's kind of completely a different world.
It's different, man.
Hell no. Sorry.
I mean, we still want to go there and stuff. But in terms of like the people and stuff, I heard like other things is what I think. I'm not like, but I need to experience it for myself. That's why I'm not trying to say it like, kind of thing.
Yeah, like Japan. I remember we were trying to find our place where we were going to stay, and this old lady just came out. I was like, oh. Like speaking Japanese, I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't know what you're saying. She wants to help, like, you know, she's giving us her phone. I'm like, oh, it's in Japanese. I can't read this. She's like, oh, you use it. I'm like, what? What did I do? Like, this is Japanese, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, they're so kind. They're so kind.
They go out of their way, even if they can't speak English or don't really know themselves. They'll still like, okay, I'll figure it out with you.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like I was asking these guys for directions, and they're like, we don't know, but they kept following me. I think we need to go this way. I was like, man, actually, this might be dangerous. But yeah, like they ended up getting to the place I wanted to go. I was like, oh wow, these guys went out of their way just to like help me. I was like, people don't usually do that. Like, I wonder what's in their mindset to do that.
Well, how much better would the world be if everyone had that? You know,
my gosh,
the mindset, right? Man?
But that's just how it is. I don't know. Like, I don't know. How did that even start? Like for Japanese to be like that. I mean, I know it's ingrained in them through like so many generations, so many years and stuff. But what got them started to do that. That's what should be implemented to other places,
Exactly.
you know. So it won't happen straight away, but if they continue to keep on doing it, maybe like. I mean, I'm not saying Japan's like the perfect like
Of
country,
course,
you know.
yeah, there's
You know,
that
but,
dark
like,
side too, right?
yeah, but in terms of like people and being nice and stuff,
Yeah.
that's something we can all like adopt, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not saying that no one's like everyone else in the world is like totally opposite, but it's really really noticeable in Japan,
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
compared to other places and stuff. So.
There's a lot of respect. There's a lot of
Yeah,
They look out for each other.
exactly. It's like a 9-day difference. Like if you go here, hey, excuse me, man, can I get directions? Like,
Yeah.
F off.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
That's the one thing about Australian culture is that people try to look after themselves.
Yeah.
before like their number one priority is themselves. So even if you're in traffic or something like
We're
that,
speaking from experience.
yeah, people like honking to go around you or whatever, like they're just thinking about themselves. Like,
Yeah.
there's a traffic jam.
Yeah.
You can't like.
You know, we're not saying that Australia's
we're
culture
all
is
in this
bad.
traffic together.
Right, exactly.
We can't do anything.
You
Yeah.
know?
Bro, I had this. Oh sheesh, I better say that. I was in a place where I had this conversation.
Yeah.
So I'll probably want to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just speaking to them about that, and then like I was telling them, you know, your culture is like totally different to mine. The way that you guys act and kind of you know, respond to each other as well sometimes is very it's very respectful, and in Australia it's more like, as you said, it's kind of people look after themselves first unless they get some sort of benefit from it, then they're helping kind of thing, you know. So but I think it's just usually on the, but what I've experienced like on the outer kind of regions of Australia, not in the like kind of metropolitan like, kind of thing, where that's like a lot more people are nicer there, where they can be a lot bit more like helpful and stuff, you know. I guess it's maybe because they got more time or something like that, or like maybe they don't see as much people like us. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'll help you out. And like, oh, this is how you go there, you go this way, and all that kind of stuff. But here, everyone's like busy. I think that's the reason why people like kind of look after themselves first, because they want to. They've got things to do, and that's you can respect that, you know. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna say that. Someone came up to me, hey bro, can you tell me how to get this? Bro, like, I'm gonna go, sorry man, I've done that, you know, so many times, you know.
I think we all have. We all have.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so that's why it's that's. I know, but then how do Japanese people? Maybe they just don't know how to say no. How do you say no in English? I don't know how to say no. I'm saying no, but I don't know how to say it. And that's how the Japanese are, man. They don't actually know how. I think it's disrespectful for them to say no. So they have to be like, no, seriously, that's how they're like. They don't want to say no, so they just give this like disgruntled face.
Yeah.
It's like,
But don't you think that's a bit toxic though? It's a bit toxic to have that no mentality, right?
Bro, man.
If you're a yes man,
yeah, no, but what you need to understand is the work culture in Japan is next level. Like, oh man, it's almost like tyranny, man. Like people, the way they work, the hours they work, and I know for a fact that if you in Australia we have like leave, annual leave and all that kind of stuff. No, we have no problems. If we're allowed to take it, we're gonna take it, you know.
Yeah.
But in Japan, you have to like, when you go on annual leave, you have to tell all your coworkers and stuff.
Wow.
You have to tell them, look, hey guys, I need to take this time off for this reason and everything like that. Is that okay with your schedule and everything? Because you technically, whatever, if you're not there, that means all their workload is gonna increase, you know. And everyone in Japan works so hard already, especially with the hours that they do. They work so hard that if you sleep at work, it's considered a good thing. It's considered, bro. If you're sleeping like this, like, oh, bro, this guy's working hard. That's what the Japanese people think. Man. That's why when Japanese people like go into like overseas and stuff, sometimes their leaders are like full of sleeping, like, and then people are like, all these foreigners are like, oh, what the heck, this guy paid thousands of dollars for this guy to come in to sleep in here. Like, but like for them, he's probably knocked out because he hasn't slept for like how long, just doing work kind of thing. So that's literally how it is. So in Japanese culture, especially like I hear it from a lot from like students and teachers and stuff, that if you're working there, if you're like sleeping and all that kind of, it's okay to sleep, like to when you're not like working, so just kind of have a little nap because it looks like you're hard working, and you can't leave until your boss leaves as well. That's a sort of like a respect thing as well. And usually like bosses there, they don't leave straight away. They like, you know, they stay for a bit. So you always got to wait until after them. So that's kind of like respect and stuff. Because I hear a lot of normal, like of foreigners, they leave on time and everything. And technically that's all right for us. You know, we would accept that. And for them, they sort of accepted it at the beginning. But then they would let them know that like, oh, we're all staying behind, like, and all this kind of stuff. And you're just like leaving early.
That's crazy. But do you think that's why the reason why Japan is so crazily different to the Western countries, because their work ethic is just on another level?
It could be. It is. But like, why did they do that anyway? I mean, when you said that's toxic and stuff, it is, man, because you can't, like, a lot of the suicide rate in Japan is pretty high too. That's what you got to understand, man. So a lot of people there, you know, because I've watched so many in the day of of those vlogs and stuff of Japanese people, man, they don't have that much time to themselves, man. That's why some people like, instead of like I've heard some people, salarymen, that they after work, man, they get really drunk, like, and then after that they'll hire like a karaoke booth to sleep in, and then after that they go back to work, kind of thing, man. It's like a really it's tough. That's I'm not saying all salarymen are like that, but it's like a really tough life being like a Japanese like person, like working that. Man. And like, to me, that's not a life, you know. It's not a life. It's
I don't know if it's Japan or China, but I heard from somewhere they had to put nets around a building because people were just jumping off it. Because it was just that bad. Like, it's just so toxic that people just want to commit suicide. So they had to put nets around the building to prevent people from killing themselves. It's crazy, but it makes you.
Sorry. I was gonna say, that's the one thing about Japan. It's really beautiful to visit. It's a beautiful place to visit. But to live there, maybe it's a different story, because for them, like you said, like they get overworked like crazy, and it's normal for them to do overtime. It's not normal for them to leave on time.
Yeah, bro.
And if you get looked down on if you're not doing that. If you don't have that work ethic. Like, and most people, it is unfair because a lot of people don't. People want to live their life, but unfortunately they get looked down on because, you know, they don't get to live the life they want to live.
Definitely, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
well, that's how it is.
But you know, just hearing that makes you so grateful for what we have, right?
Yeah, bro.
Like, damn, I'm looking back at myself and I'm just thinking, wow, people are complaining about leaving 2 minutes earlier. Like, you get to work, everyone's just so down, and you hear these stories about the Japanese cultures. It's what am I have to complain about?
Yeah,
It's just having that perspective, right?
Yeah.
Be grateful, man. Be grateful.
Be grateful. Exactly.
Yeah, I think about today because I was supposed to do overtime. But I think about them. They're probably like, because like I heard stories about people starting out early just to get to work. Like they'll travel 1 hour or something like that, and they'll wake up at 6 a.m. And then by the time they get home, it'll be like 9 p.m. Have enough time to just eat dinner, then wake up and repeat.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
That's not a life, man.
Yeah, and they do it on like a weekend too. Like they don't have weekends either.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's why the mental, like, that's why you're probably far, man. If that wasn't me, man, I'd just sleep all the time. It's like, I'm hardworking.
This guy is the hardest worker in the room. You see him? He's an example.
I wouldn't have a desk. I just have a bed. Every now and again, get up, type on your computer. And then,
I'm tired.
But this guy, promotion, man. This guy's the hardest working guy ever. Knocked out.
So where else would you want to travel if you could?
If I could, I would definitely try to visit all the other Asian countries. I want to see Korea.
Yeah.
And I do want to visit Europe eventually because my sister's there right now. So definitely would have visited her as well. Oh man, I miss my sister. But
shout out.
Just to but I want to go back to America. But then sometimes I don't want to go to America.
I heard it's bad, man. I heard it's bad right now.
I just want to see it. Like, I mean, technically it's like Western civilization, so it's easy to adopt to. And I've been there already when like more than 15 years ago kind of thing. So I'm sure things have changed a lot. But when I went there, I still had a really good time. You know, people are still nice, especially I've got a lot of family there. So like going there just to visit would be really nice. But I'm sure there's like other places that usually my wife gets all these really mad ideas to go like all these different places. Yeah, I think the next place where like we would have went to Japan, but we don't know like what's the restrictions like and all that kind of stuff. So I think we ended up just going to New Zealand at the end of the year. So that's
I want to go so bad.
yeah,
Yeah, New Zealand's pretty good.
yeah, Queenstown, man. So,
Queenstown.
so we're gonna go there. Whatever. There's no sneakers there, but hiking. Yeah, there's a lot of hiking stuff there. I love that, man. I'm on that hiking grind, bro. So.
For sure, man.
I always see your stories every Saturday. You're always like, what's that? What's the one that's near us?
Yuyangs.
Yuyangs. I always see you close. And you're like, it'll be like 6 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
bro,
super early. I'm like, whoa.
Damn.
I try to do that, man. Like every weekend, if I can go to like the thing, I try to go there. But I kind of had to switch things up because I had to focus sort of like creating content. Like if I was going to get exercise would have to go from like the normal weekdays. Yeah. And then on the weekends, it's just like purely content. Because if like I get wrecked, man, after that, like sometimes, you know, you think, oh yeah, I'm all energized. But by the time you get home, man, just one meal and it's like, oh man, Netflix, like 3 movies. Like, oh, okay, I'll do something now. But now I got like church. Yeah. So now, like, oh, I'll do content tomorrow. So that's why I had to change that. So I just try to go there every time I have content. Is the only time I actually do go back to the Yuyangs. Yeah, which a lot of people really respond to, especially in like ACG stuff. Like I've made so much. Like in terms of like impressions and views and everything like that, I had like a huge spike from just people that like ACG. Yeah, and it's weird. And that's another thing about content, guys. It's just you have to don't try to copy what everyone else is doing because it's a slower progress. Yeah, progression. And if you try to find a niche that hasn't been done yet already, or at least if you're gonna do something, do like a certain subject that someone else is already doing. Yeah. Try to change it up a little bit, you know, so that you have this kind of unique perspective on it. That other people will be like, oh, what? Oh, he's not just another sneaker YouTuber. He does other stuff, like kind of thing. So it kind of piques their interest because believe me, there are so many. Like you sometimes you think, oh, no one's done this before, bro. Like there's so many people that have done it already. It's because YouTube's been around for so long, and there's so many people that are doing it. Yeah. So there's like a really little chance that no one's like really done it before. Exactly. So that's why I always just try to change it up. But if you want to do it, just do it. You know, it's still rewarding, and I still don't regret it, man. Yeah. Like, you know,
I think you kind of have to surpass that mentality of, oh, this is something new. I forgot where I heard it, but it's something just like so simply profound as just everything under the sun. Like someone's already done it, you know? It's just doing it out of love and doing it with a passion of doing it as opposed to seeking that gratification from other people, right? Anyway, just to shift gears, like you were talking about just that advice of just doing that content. What, from your 4 years of doing this, what have your biggest learnings from that progress?
The biggest thing that I probably learned, it's not so much to judge yourself. Like sometimes, definitely don't compare yourself to someone else, especially someone else who's really popular, because that is just an easy way just to put yourself down. Like, man, it's like you get so depressed, like seeing someone get like literally 100 like subscribers a minute, and then you're like struggling for 10. Like and it's like, man, how's this person getting so? And then sometimes it's even worse when they haven't even been doing for that long. Yeah, you know, they've just started and they're getting. It's like, what the heck? Like, oh, this guy just started and he's getting all this, but I'm better than him. Exactly. So don't compare yourself to others, guys. And the biggest learning curve I could probably say is that even though you are progressing, and maybe you're not progressing as much as you thought you'd be, man. Don't beat yourself down, man. Yeah. It's a slow grind, and like if you think about all the people that do become like really successful and stuff, some people do get really successful really quickly because it's just like a freak of nature kind of thing. Maybe they are really super fortunate, or maybe you don't even know that they were actually doing something in relation to that for like 4 years or something before and didn't get anywhere, but they just shifted their content just a little bit and then they exploded. You know, so, and especially things like TikTok. To go viral on TikTok it's pretty easy if you think about it. When I say easy, I say compared to like going viral on Facebook or like YouTube and stuff. So there's chances where you can actually gain like 300 to like 1 million followers in one video, just one video.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes it could be like a really random video and you can gain that much. And technically on YouTube, you don't subscribe to someone just after like one video.
Exactly.
You look at all the content first and see if they're like worthy and that kind of stuff, and then you'll join. Yeah. And then you'll like subscribe. But for some reason on like TikTok, you see some stupid video. Oh yeah, I'm gonna follow this guy. Like, what? But people are doing that, and so I think it's just don't be so hard on yourself. But again, don't be so slack on yourself, because I gotta say to myself, sometimes you just feel like, oh man, bro, like I don't feel like creating content today. Yeah. It's my 3rd week of not creating content and I still don't feel like it. So you go on those little really big slumps sometimes. And my kind of advice is for you is to actually, at that time when you're going like through a rough patch where you don't know what to do, or you just don't feel like doing it anymore kind of stuff, just think about why you started first. Yeah. Go back to the why and what your purposes are. And what I usually like to do is I usually go back to the videos that really made me want to become a YouTuber and stuff. And that always kind of excites me again. And then usually when I do that, that kind of content pops up on my feed. So it's similar stuff. Yeah. And then I'll see other people's stuff who have done it like better than me. So like, let's say like a vlog, I went to Japan, I watch it, man. Oh man, I had such good times, or such good videos. And then some other person from Japan did all this kind of stuff. They had more views and everything. And then I got like, oh man. And it kind of inspires me. That's what kind of usually happens to me. I think I don't know if that's YouTube, like, like, you know, kind of being smart or whatever, but it kind of always just goes around certain. You always just kind of be around it and always be thinking about your next piece of content. You know, don't just like sit in idle, because if you want to get somewhere, man. Because how do I say this? When I first, monetization, So when in terms of monetization, you don't get it straight away. Before, actually, when I first joined YouTube, monetization, you didn't need 1,000 followers, 10,000 views or whatever it was. You didn't need that. So I monetized straight away. And then the rule came in. And then I was just like, oh, what? So I gained like maybe like 25 cents or something. So for like 3 months, because I wasn't really, getting that many views and stuff. So it's like 25 cents. And then they came in, it's like, oh. So that was like another thing as well. Like, hurdles are gonna come thrown at you, like not like small hurdles, like really kind of haymakers that come at you and boom, it's like, oh, should I stop? Should I keep going? Or think, oh man, it's too hard, like kind of thing. And that's the kind of thing that you're just gonna look past and remember the reason why you're doing it. And eventually, because I had so many problems getting monetized, man. It took me it didn't take me months, it took me years to get like legitimately monetized. I even remember the day that I did, like I was eligible. I got an actual notification saying that you are eligible for monetization. Nice. I got it. I was like, all right, let's do it. And then when I did it, it took me another 6 months to get monetized. Wow. Because it was my fault. I was dumb. But the reason why was because I thought it was like such a stupid thing, man. I logged in to the Google AdSense with the wrong email. But I thought it was everything else. I thought it was maybe I got too many strikes. I thought my content wasn't like good enough. Maybe I didn't have enough views or subscribers and all this stuff. I thought the whole world, I even made a Twitter account to talk to YouTube to tell them, like, because I was like saying, because YouTube is notorious for like really bad customer service, especially for the smaller people. So they don't really, they don't have a customer service thing. They have like pages for you to kind of look and then to see if you have the same problem and this is how you fix it kind of thing. And then I went there, did all this kind of stuff. Man, I was just like, why isn't it happening? So for 6 months, I was still creating content because I still liked it and all this kind of stuff. But then like no one was really responding to me and I'm like, is this, like I'm supposed to be monetized. I'm not monetized. I'm trying to get monetized. It's been months. Nothing's happening. Why am I still doing this? Yeah. How am I going to get over this? So I just, I just kept on praying. Like literally, like I remember I was just like, I used to get so frustrated, man. I used to be like, why are you doing this to me? Like, why did you make I think like God was just like saying to me like, really, are you doing it for the views, or are you doing it for the money? What are you really doing it for, Mark? And that kind of thing. And it really made me do some soul searching. And kind of, bro, I used to get so frustrated, man. Sometimes when I go to church, I'm like, man, I never feel like this. I used to be so frustrated, kind of thing. But then, then I learned like later on, it's like, nah, it's not. Like you should be doing it for why you're doing it, Mark, and all this kind of stuff. And then I did, and I still kept on going. I still kept on putting content, and eventually, I found out like. Yeah, I logged in with the wrong email, and then, boom, man, I had like it started working, and I don't know if it was, but there's like a backlog. There was a backlog of like how much you made, and kind of stuff. It wasn't that much. It was like $400 or something. When I saw that much, that's right. I was just like, because from like, was it 30 cents to like 400? Like, whoa, bro, like, yeah, man, I remember I was crying that day. I was like, thank you, God. I'm sorry, Paul. But yeah, that's just another thing, man, with YouTube and like all like life goals in general, man. It's gonna take a punch at you, man. You think it's not like one punch, it's like, and it's like a long time, like, you know, like suffering to see if you really want to do it. And like, that's why I still keep doing it. Like sometimes I think, man, I am like gonna be 35 soon, and I'm like thinking, is that Marc? You still do sneaker YouTubers? Like, are you like the oldest sneaker YouTuber ever? Like, I think I'm not. But then, like should be concentrating on family. I just been doing all this other stuff, like old stuff. But then I'm just like, but I enjoyed doing it, so that's why I still keep doing it, you know. And it's more of a now. I do want to get somewhere with it, so I'm putting more content out there and stuff. But I'm also doing it as a way to document my life, kind of thing. Because before, people need to do it like photos. You know, you see that you look at your photo album and stuff. Even my parents, your parents and stuff. Yeah, that's how they remember everything. Yeah, right? They didn't have vlogs. They didn't have Well, they do have Facebook. Well, for you know the later part of their life, kind of thing. You know, but then. You know, so that's sort of like how I look back in my life and to remember those times, man. Because a photo could say something, but a video of that actual time, to actually say, it's more of like an immersive like memory. Exactly, and that's why even now, man, I'm telling you, my Japan vlogs are still my favorite vlogs, bro. When I go there, it's like, oh, I remember that time. Oh my god, my hair, like my hair, like oh man, I only got one chin there, man. Wow, it's good. Look at my wife, I'm like, Raquel. Oh, sheesh. I know I should be saying this, but yeah, like, you know how you just compare yourself as well, like, kind of, and how much, well, like you've grown, kind of thing. So it's a good way to kind of remember those kind of things.
You kind of like internalize yourself as well through that. Yeah. So if you're, you know, one day when we pass, you know, your kids can be reminded of you. Yeah, definitely. So be like, oh, this is what Dad did. So it's that legacy you leave behind, right?
Yeah, man. Oh, and it's a good way to share your moments as well. So especially with your family that aren't with you, like in different countries and stuff, so they can keep up with you as well. So I mean, I know that's why, like, usually I get like messages every now and again from families, like they say Dubai or something, or like, oh, look at my like Blue is my little cousin's my little cousin's cousin, my little cousin's son in Dubai, and then he'd always be watching my content and stuff. It's like he feels like, oh, he's watching your content, like kind of thing. So it's like, you know, it's really heartwarming kind of thing as well.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. If you're open to talk about, like, obviously you went through that struggle with the monetization. Has there been any other tough struggles that you had to push through that, you know, could have halted everything that you were doing now?
In terms of like YouTube
or anything, you know?
No, I wouldn't really say anything because YouTube was always like a hobby thing. So it always go behind everything that I did. So because I wasn't making money and I was spending money for it. Like obviously, so I was going on holidays, spending money on shoes, and I was never getting anything in return. Yeah. Sometimes like maybe people would like give me free product and stuff, like give me t-shirts, like this t-shirt that I got on today. That's awesome. And from the guys from Okiru, the brand apparel. Oh man, that's probably my best collaboration. I'd say it's the best clothing that I've ever done. Oh my gosh, I felt so good. I felt so inspired just wearing Okiru like apparel. It's so nice. I mean, I think like it makes me feel like I've got 1 million followers.
We're gonna use that as a soundbite.
feels so good just wearing
This
a care
snippet is
bar.
gonna be on IG story. Actually, yeah, that's sick, man.
But yeah, but in terms of like hardship and stuff, I would say that was the biggest one, literally monetization, because it involves money. It involves like that's the what the future like is for like my channel, because I needed more money so I can kind of create more content, so I can kind of just recycle it and everything kind of stuff. But now that now I am getting paid, which is I'm gonna be honest, guys, it's not that much. Yeah, it's not like whoa. I know I said 400, but that was like over years of like videos and stuff. So, bro, like.
Yeah,
people make 400 in like a day sometimes, not even like, so they get like a lot of money, and that's where I'm trying to get to, like eventually, so I can just like, hopefully no one from work's here. But, like, that's the future goal is after many years. It's not like now, just to kind of eventually leave work and then just concentrate on just doing this kind of full time kind of thing.
100%.
Did you ever have anyone while you're doing this doubt you? Like people, there's obviously going to be people doubting you that are outside of your circle, but was there anyone inside of your circle that ever kind of disapproved of what you did?
Oh, surprisingly, no, man.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I would think that you think probably my parents, especially, man. Probably my wife was probably the worst, man. Everything I've got like every time I have a new idea, she questions me like so much, like why are you doing this and that kind of stuff, and like. But my parents were actually really supportive, and like awesome. They didn't support. Per se, but just the fact that they didn't stop me, like so they'd watch me, because when I first did it, obviously I was still living in their house and kind of stuff, so every now and again they'd like open the door like, really, like just a little bit so that I can like, Dad, I know it's you know? While I'm vlogging and kind of stuff, and then they'd look at me and then they'd never say anything. They'd never be like, why are you doing this, you're wasting your time. My parents were never like that. Maybe awesome. If I did it while I was in high school, obviously my parents would be like, oh, man, I get so pile up. Like, what are you doing? Do your studies, everything. But like, because I was like older and everything, that they were more like really supportive. My parents like it. Yeah, my parents like being on the vlogs. They like just awesome. Being a part of everything. Everything in my life, my parents are really supportive, which is something I'm really grateful. Like, that's a really good, like God's blessings kind of thing. So.
Yeah, because you don't often get that with, especially with Filipino parents, because we grew up in this thing where, like, you know how you were talking about, like, like you not owe them, but like
it's actually I was talking to this person about that subject is that generational trauma, how we feel like we're indebted to our parents because of everything they've done for us. Of course, we want to give back to them, but sometimes that debt can be so
unpayable almost. Exactly. You can't pay him back for that,
and sometimes we put what we want on the line just so we can make them happy type of thing. So it's, how do you find that balance, right?
Definitely. I mean, like in my personal experience, like my dad, he took us out from Philippines basically, and like brought it to us to a better country, like to live in basically. I wouldn't say, I'm not saying Australia is better than Philippines or anything, but in terms of like living expectations and quality, living quality, it's like a lot better. Especially pay wise and Medicare, definitely, But especially when I think about it in my life, my dad's done that, He had me when he was like, I think he almost turned 20. He had me, and then like, what did I do when I was always like 20? Like, I didn't have no kids. I still don't have any kids. And like, so that's why I kind of compared to my dad, like what he did for us. And then you do have that sense of like, I had huge guilt, like what I haven't like done for my dad, what I haven't achieved as much as he has, kind of things. And then I'm just doing YouTube, doing whatever I want, kind of thing, and not really kind of pursuing what he kind of would have envisioned. But the thing is with my parents, that's why I'm saying, like, they were always really supportive. They just wanted me to do my best. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as I'm doing my best at something. They were really happy. Oh, and especially like going to church and stuff. As long as you're going to church and you're doing something that's like progressive and stuff. Yeah, man, my parents were happy, man. My parents were really supportive.
That's awesome, man. It's pretty. I don't know how it is with everyone else, but it's kind of a rare thing to have that support from parents, especially if it's like not the traditional route of doing a nursing job or a professional, we would say professional job or something. But yeah,
man.
Yeah, nurse. I should have been a nurse. I would have been mad. I've been doing better vlogs. I was a nurse, man. But yeah.
Yo, check out my patient. Go crazy here.
Damn.
Do a vlog about you.
This is my nurse.
I want to ask you some questions because I haven't watched the. I think you've done 10 was it episodes already or something, whatever. But how did Okiru actually start?
How did Okiru start? Ooh.
Wow, that's long
that's
story,
the one. Yeah, that's a long story.
It's a long story, but
it's like the shorter
how did we
version.
start? The shorter, like the reason why we started, the real reason was, the real reason why we started at the start was because we just like designing.
Yeah, I think if you put it in this that whole serendipity of life, man. It's I designed that jersey for Melbourne, and then Gerald came up to me after Unity Games. He's like, hey, let's start something, and that's what it became. And during that whole process,
Gerald noticed the talent.
Yeah, I saw the talent there. I was like, damn,
work in progress, man. Work in progress. But yeah, just for a long story short, pretty much during that period from that time we started building this to when we launched, a lot of stuff happened. We were pretty much thrown to the ground, pretty much like you were. Haymaker, kick to the floor, and just they kept on kicking us. That's what it felt like. It felt like we were in those depressive states when we were building this. That's how bad it was, and that's why the meaning of Oku, to get up. Because we were at that time we felt like we only had ourselves. We only had each other. And luckily enough, we had each other. That's why I told Joe, like, man, this brand saved me, because who knows where I'd be without it.
Yeah, the both of us,
right?
man. Yeah.
The both of us. Because it's a lot deeper level than what a lot of people think. And we're working on our story to share, because we want people to know what it's like to start that brand. Yeah. But it came from like a dark place, we'd say. And that's why the Getup is so important to us, because we want people to be uplifted, encouraged, and we don't want people to feel like they're alone, because we felt that. We know what it feels like to be alone when you don't have support, when you don't have that from people you'd expect it to have, but you just keep on going, right? It's having, like you said, what is your why? And our why was we want to leave a footprint in this world somehow, and if it's just encouraging someone to do what they want to do in life, we've done our job.
And we needed to be kicked on the floor, beaten up 100%. Pretty much, just to realize that, like, even before, when Okiru wasn't supposed to be Okiru, it was supposed to be named something completely different. It only changed when we went through that stage, and we're like, we want this thing to have more meaning than just, because it was supposed to be a gym apparel brand, and it was supposed to be called Conquest.
Okay.
And we're like, cool, let's start putting all the stuff together. We made a logo. We started like signing up for the website and everything, and it was like, okay, good to go. And then after that, things happened to us, and we're like, you know what? It's opened our eyes. So Okiru can mean many things. Get up, wake up. Like we woke up to realization that we want to do something more. So there's a lot of things. To the brand for us personally.
But we're grateful for that suffering, because we wouldn't be here where we are now, and this brand wouldn't be what it is because of it, right? So it's having that perspective of seeing those things, those challenges, as not being victims of it, but as what can we learn from it, and how we can be relatable to people. Because if you talk to anyone and you've gone through that suffering, you can relate to them, and they can feel that energy in you. It's like, oh man, I feel like it. I understand, you know what it feels like to be in that place. And we do. And we don't know, everyone has their own struggle. Like, life is just full of problems, but it's just about, how can we just keep on going? How can we keep on moving forward and just get up when we're just kicked to the floor?
Exactly.
But how did you get the name Okiru? Is one of
them. That's
because it's Japanese.
It's Japanese.
And why is it Japanese first? Why is it not Italian or Ethiopian? That kind of thing.
We kind of like the Japanese culture, or we like the Japanese culture, and I think
Japanese culture has just influenced a lot of just the entire world as it is. Like it's influenced us.
Mhm.
And being in Japan and seeing that culture, I was like, wow, there's a place on earth like this, you know? And just loving that entire culture of the Japanese and just like anime and just everything
and
about
the people as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a beautiful culture. That's why
Exactly.
we kind of gravitated to that Japanese aesthetic, the Japanese name. So yeah.
Oh, makes sense. Is that the logo? Is that Mount Fuji?
It kind of looked like that, but I think
It's supposed to be Mount Fuji, but it wasn't point because you know Mount Fuji is not pointed, right? It's flat. We had a design with the Mount Fuji logo with the flat on it, and I was like, it doesn't make sense when you're pointing up, right? It's just flat, so may as well make it like pointed, like an arrow.
It still looks like Mount Fuji to me. I mean, that's when you think about Japan and a mountain, that's probably the first one you think about anyway. So you're not far off. So
and then you got the red sun, you know, from the Japanese flag.
Oh, I see.
So it's rising up.
it's rising.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's little nuances in the logo, trying to make it simple as possible, but have a lot of meaning to it.
I like hearing like origin stories about the actual brand and stuff and how they actually start. Because usually sometimes it's never really related sometimes, you know, because it just pops out of nowhere like, oh, we just did it because this happened or whatever. It's never because, oh, I like this and I like kind of thing. It's always that's why it's always really good to like kind of listen
to hear the origins.
I think that's why we put so much effort in this band, because it means more than just that clothing, more than just the money side. It's more than that. That's why we want to do this podcast, because we want to share more of these stories, right? And we want to hear people's stories and what they've gone through and what they want to do in life, because that's where it's exciting when you hear what direction they're going in, and instead of looking back on the past, right? I look back on my conversations, it's always talking about the same thing every time. Is where are we going? Where are we actually moving forward to? You know, that's what excites like us. What's next? So what's next for Kixplore, man?
Kixplore, what's next for what is? I think I'm like taking it a lot more in terms of like hiking and Nike CG stuff. There's a really big niche there that a lot of people respond to. It's just weird how like people people message me. So there's a guy, I'll say his name. His name's Ian Redding, yeah? Oh, that's what his name is on Instagram. This guy called me out of nowhere, man. I'm like, he called me. I'm like, why is this guy calling me? This is like a bit weird. This guy's the nicest guy ever. Because I was just like, what, Marc, who do you think you are? Like someone's like a follower of yours is trying to contact you. And who do you think you are? Like, oh, that don't want to talk to him. No. So I'm just like, nah, I'm a nice guy. And I talked to him, and it must have been like, I think it must have been 12 a.m. or something in his time in Canada.
Oh, wow.
And he was just like coming back from a party or something. I remember he really good. Then he was just like, oh, bro, I just watched your videos and yeah, I'm really and we just like talk for a little bit. And it's just weird how he just like, these people just because they like Nike CG, they really want to like get to know you. They want to expand and like in terms of their like kind of relationships with people that do like Nike CG. And he sent me photos of his collection and everything. Yeah, it's just like so nice. And so many people like message me. I think there's this one guy. His name's Yowza. I think I don't know much about him because he's only got like 3 photos on his Instagram. But the way that he talks about Nike CG, he's got so much of it. If he had like, he buys like his Nike CG stuff, it's not cheap. It's kind of expensive, especially if you buy a lot of it. And it comes out pretty much every couple of months. So he'll spend like so much money. And this guy's got everything.
Wow.
I'm like, man, like, and he tells me like, I don't really have anything other than Nike CG, so that's why it's okay for him to spend that much. I'm like, do you have a suit? What do you wear to like a wedding? Nike CG? You know what I mean? Look at him. Nice, like I've got all that kind of stuff. So, but he's like kind of really mysterious, and I actually, me and him, I could look back at it. He's just like, because I think he's philo, because I've seen what looks like the Mall of Asia. That ball in front of the Mall of Asia. There's a photo of that. I'm like, this guy must feel it. But he was like saying like, he's hiked to all these different places: Korea, Japan, Europe. And I told him, bro, let's do Mount Pinatubo in Philippines, because you can do that. It's not like, I don't think it's the real, like you don't go inside and stuff, but like there's like a way to get there. And I'm like, because I saw it in some movie, man. Oh, it was beautiful. Like the movie was trash, but the actual spot, I'm like, oh man, it was worth it just to see that view. And I'm like, man, we should really do that. And that's why I said, like, bro, if
lockdown ever like stops, let's do it. And it's like, yeah, man, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of people that you like kind of meet with and kind of converse with in terms of like Nike ACG stuff. That's why that's kind of where I'm going towards.
Yeah.
And and the views. There's a lot of views like when it comes to even like, I know people are really interested when I just talk about literally when I am just, there's a new release coming, and because my latest video was about Nike ACG, the new drop, and I get like so many people message me straight away, like compared to other videos where it'll be like really slowly every now and again. But it was like, I released it for like 6 hours and there's like 4 or 5 questions there already. I'm like, oh man. So this is why that's why I think it's sort of like a good niche to actually follow, because I don't actually see a lot of people doing it. There is a lot of people that do Nike ACG stuff, but there's not that many that are doing what I'm doing in terms of vlogging. That's why whenever I look at like, when I type in Nike ACG, a lot of my videos first come up. So I'm like, oh, kind of thing. So that's why, and plus I really enjoy it. And it's something I was trying to tell you guys before when you pick and choose like your sneakers and stuff, sometimes you pick and choose your sneaker and then you don't even wear it. You know, you don't take it out of the box. You just like maybe sniff it. You never wear it for like 6 or like even me. I gotta say, I've got sneakers that I haven't worn for like maybe almost a decade. Yeah, I bought it a decade ago and I still haven't worn it.
Wow.
And that's like, I think that's a really bad mentality. So that's why I like this Nike ACG stuff. It's actually Nike stuff that you wear to outdoors and to experience like life. Not just it looks really cool. A little bit like if you wear it to the city, people will be like, "Oh man, it's like, look at this like ninja." It's like, what you trying to do? But when you wear it like that kind of stuff outdoors and stuff, it looks, oh man, it's such a vibe, man. It's like, oh man, I look so cool.
I do like the ACG aesthetic, man. Let's see.
Yeah, so that's why it gives you more of a reason as well to go out into nature. Yeah, like that's why I go hiking and all this kind of stuff. And bro, hiking is hard, bro. It's hard. I see it, man. But when I did that, I gotta say this, man. Sorry, Nike ACG. That my first huge hike. It was at Cathedral Ranges or whatever. I did a vlog about it, man. At first, I thought it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard, but I'm just gonna go through it. Right? It was unbelievable. I couldn't believe how little I thought of the challenge was. It was like I thought it was gonna be this hard. It was like, in fact, it was like so much harder. But because of the guys, they were really nice to the Nike ACG community from Australia. They were so nice, man. They stopped every half an hour just so I could get my breath up and everything, because these guys don't look like they're seasoned hikers, but they were, man. Like, I know they're just being nice to me, like, oh, nah, it's all right, nah, let's just take a break. Like, oh, you're cramping up? Oh, it's all right. Because I was, man. I was just like, every now and again, I had to stop. I have to massage my legs and everything like that. And they were like, oh, bro, you want some like Gatorade and everything? So they're really nice. So, bro, and we were all wearing Nike ACG stuff. So that's why it's sick, man. And even though I struggled so much, man, to get to it, it's like a 2-hour drive to get there, and then I was there for 5 hours, like pretty much almost nonstop, like walking and all this kind of stuff. That was the hardest hike I've ever done. But I have no regrets, and I don't care how hard the next one is. If they ever do it again, I really want to go and do it myself, because it's a good challenge, and I challenged myself to do it. And I remember, like, I think it was the first half an hour we were going upwards because it's nonstop. Like upward, like kind of incline for like maybe an hour and a half. Like imagine doing Stairmaster like for an hour and a half, just going up, man. Sheesh. And like 30 minutes of that, I was just like, oh, bro. I think it was a mistake. I literally gave up. I was just like, maybe I should just go back here again. I don't want to hold you guys back and everything. Like, nah, man, like you're joking yourself. We're almost there. He lied to me, obviously. He just lied to me. But the way that they all pushed me through, man. It was such a good thing. It's just, I felt really accomplished afterwards, and that's why I like wearing Nike ACG stuff, because it helps you do that kind of things. I mean, sneakers, they look good, that's it. But other than that, what they're gonna do to you? Exactly. Or you can use like you can use sneakers to go up like freaking, like whatever hiking. But whatever I was wearing on the day, I was so glad to wear it, because it actually. You're actually using it for what its intended purpose. And it was so good, man. Like I thought they were like, oh man, these are sick shoes, Nike ACG shoes, man, they're sick. And then when you use it, it's like, oh my gosh, they're actually like really like the features that they have it actually works and kind of thing. That's why I'm really going for it, man. And by the way, when I went up there, I got to the top. I almost died like of exhaustion trying to get to the top. And when I got to the top, there was this guy that did it all barefoot.
What?
Crazy.
Oh my gosh! I'm like studying it, and then this guy come. I was just like, people were like looking at what's wrong? I said, look at his feet. He was barefoot, man. And they were clean. It was what the heck?
How did you do that?
He didn't have a bag or anything, man. I was like, what the? Like,
was he Filipino?
He was a white man. He's a white guy. He got up there.
Of course.
It's like, because I would have thought like it would have been dirty all up here and stuff, but it was like dirty underneath, of course. But I would have thought like, man, it's all muddy and stuff. And this guy like he just got up there, man. And this guy, like, oh man, because I don't know, maybe I just couldn't believe it because that was the first time I'd done something that hard, you know? I did a barefoot. Oh my gosh, man. It was so funny. I was just like, am I dreaming? Like this guy actually just did it, but
It's a hobbit, man. It's a hobbit, bro.
It's so funny, man.
You're imagining it, man. There's a dehydration.
It's a Lord of the Rings, man. Prado!
It was Mordor, man. He got to Mordor, man. He made it, man. He threw the ring in there. He threw it there. Oh, man. That's crazy.
So with the Nike ACG community, how did you get in contact, or did they get in contact with you?
So they were always around. So obviously, the first time I did a Nike ACG video, I noticed the the improvements of like all my views and stuff. So I started to branch out to see other like enthusiasts who liked it and stuff. And one of them was the Nike ACG community AU. There's communities everywhere. It's not just in Australia. There's Indonesia, ACG in CL. I think that's the one. That's the one, man. Like if you want to be a part of a community, they get all the really exclusive stuff. It's just, it's kind of not fair. Like I don't know if you guys know about like the whole regioning thing with Nike. Yeah. We can't buy stuff from N Clothing because N Clothing's like a European region. And we, no matter how many like available pairs or whatever, you can try check out, but it will never work. And that's how it is. So that's what I'm bringing up because like ACG, CL or like Korea, they have the maddest stuff, man. They have like the camping gear, the chairs, the tents and everything. You can't even buy that on resale. What? You can't buy it. Yeah, usually sometimes you go in stock so someone will have one for really high price. Sheesh. These stuff you can't even buy them because it's not even there because everyone gets them. Like these are they're like practically priceless in a way. And I see a lot of like Korean people, they're the ones that have it. They're like camping. They're actually camping with it and stuff. So and they have some really beautiful camping grounds in Korea. So like a lot neater compared to what we have here.
Yeah.
Or maybe there's nice ones here, but I haven't been to it. But everyone that I see there from that they're going to, man, I'm like, man, I want to go there, go to actually camp. But there's some of their stuff in like ACG. Oh man. I'm not like I even talk to people like, where do you buy this? Yeah, because I was new to it at a certain point, and I said, how come they never bring out these camping gears and all this kind of stuff? And they're like, oh, they're usually special releases, and usually they only do it in like Korea. I'm like, out of all the places, you think Nike's an American company, man? Why did they like some of them don't have it? Yeah, but it's just like a regional thing.
That's crazy.
A lot of people in Korea, man. That's why you think when you look at Koreans, man, they're all like really good looking, man. Like white, slim, like tall and everything, man. It's just like, man,
we're feelers, man.
No wonder why my wife loves it.
But it's crazy, like just learning all this fashion stuff, man. I only just recently seen ACG. Like I've got like 2 jackets, and they're so comfortable, man. Like I just bought them on sale on Nike. They're super warm.
Yeah, man.
I really want more of this stuff. But it's so expensive. I was like, I don't know if I want to buy this anymore.
I don't even have the jacket. That's how expensive. Oh man, it's just so expensive. Yeah.
What's the average price for a jacket? Like,
oh man, I bought that jacket on sale for like $90, I think it was.
Oh, that's alright.
It was alright, but like I think
I thought you were gonna say like 1,000 or something.
Not like Off-White or that luxury brand stuff, man.
Yeah. No, it's more expensive than the normal stuff. So if you think about the higher range of the ones with the most features, they're like $500 and everything. So I'm not. That's expensive to me. I don't know. If, other people might be like, oh, that's nothing. That's chump change.
Who are those people?
Those are people with all the bots, man. Right?
You know what? Just call them out. I know you. You're taking my jackets, man. You're taking my sneakers too, man.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
That's why I don't. Well, like if you think about it, in Australia, you don't really need all that. It gets cold, but you could just put like 3 layers on and you'd be kind of all right.
Yeah.
But like places in like Japan, it gets really cold. Even in America, that's when you need the real like layers, man, kind of stuff. Where you die if you don't have enough, kind of thing.
Exactly.
What do you think about the Melbourne fashion scene? Do you think like people are pretty good in terms of their fashion? Because like people say Melbourne is the fashion capital of Australia.
True.
What would you say about like Melbourne's fashion in terms of comparing it to other countries?
Who said that?
Yeah.
No, I did hear that before. People have said that before, but then I realized, like, I asked that question: who says that? Because to me, like, fashion capital of the world is like London, Paris, and all that kind of stuff. That's why you see Virgil Abloh, Kanye West, they fly to Paris. That's where they do all their collabs. That's where they do their mad runway shows like Dior and everything. That's the fashion like mecca for all the, if I could say. But in terms of Melbourne fashion, I think it's all right. I think people are more relaxed here. When you go to places like Sydney, they're a little bit more whatever's like really popular.
Right.
That's what they like to wear. Oh, that's what I've noticed. I mean, I'm not saying that they all do that, but that's what I've noticed. But Melbourne's like they're a lot more free and more expressive. Yeah, all the kind of stuff they wear, which is what I like. You know, I mean, people like people wearing those raving, like really. And then people do that.
Flare pants.
Like, this whole group of them are like doing that. It's like, this is what the heck?
They're living their best life, man.
Like, all right, you do you, boo. But nah, I like it, man. Especially even the people that I do know, they're like this. Like especially like my cousin AJ. If you want to check him out, he's I Am Frankie. His Instagram.
Shout out
to AJ. He likes fashion and he connects people with fashion. It's something that you like, not normal fashion. It's like actually daring, like stepping out the box and taking that one step extra, like where you think, would I wear that? Oh, I don't know. It's like sometimes when I think about what AJ wears, it's like it's almost one step closer to like a feminine like piece than it is to a male piece. I'm like, oh, like can I pull that off? Would that actually look good on me and stuff? But AJ usually does it really well.
He does. Yeah,
he does. He really does.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Melbourne scene. It's like it's fashion forward. I would like to say.
100%.
Would you say they're as daring as AJ? Would you? Because his fashion, I like his fashion. I like how he puts himself, like how he presents it. It's cool. When I look at it, I was like, oh, that's cool. So would you say Melbourne is like? Can you see a lot of people do that?
Yeah, I see heaps of people do it, especially in the city. If you go out towards like the regional areas, probably less. Everyone's wearing like Ugg boots and everything, all that kind of stuff. You know, like really relaxed, chill.
Yeah,
not bare feet, man.
Bare feet, going up mountains. But yeah, like in the city though, man, I see heaps of like flavor there, man. It's so much, it's so different. You know, young, not even young. It's like old people too.
Yeah.
Usually it's the younger people that do like all these really like kind of daring stuff. But they even like hips, you know, the hippie kind of hipsters. Right? The hipsters like out in like Brunswick and all that kind of stuff. They wear like really nice stuff and they look good in it too, man. So
they can pull it off.
So that's why. So I think it's something I like to see.
Yeah.
Like, especially when I go to the city. Like you don't want to see like a boring scene like everyone's wears the same thing kind of thing. So I think it's good.
Kathmandu.
Have you got one?
Nah.
I do. I got 2.
They copy, man.
It's warm, bro. Like I bought it initially just because it was warm. Yeah. And it was on sale. So
why not?
So I got it. But then everyone else started wearing it. I wear it at home.
Actually, I wanted to ask you, like, how has... we all have this dream when we're younger of what we wanted life to be like. Is this what you imagined life to be like when you're younger? Yeah.
No way, man. I expected myself to be... I wanted to be a pilot first. Then I couldn't take rides. When you go to like Wonderland, I remember there was one point when I was like, I love rides and stuff. I think I must have been like really young. I must be younger than 10. And then when my balls dropped or something, I couldn't take. I hate rides because I couldn't take. Your stomach goes like, oh man. So I'm like, nah, I can't be a pilot. And then I thought to myself like, oh, I probably want to be a businessman because they make a lot of money and kind of stuff. So that's what I wanted to do. And then when I went through that route of like uni and stuff, I'm like, man, it's not for me.
Yeah.
Like I I didn't like school was good, but it's just I wanted to do more. I wanted to be out there and like talking to people. That's why I did sales training. I went to I actually did like door-to-door stuff. The toughest stuff.
That's hard.
At first I thought it was like, oh no, I'll get paid one day to actually, do what I'm doing and stuff. But then that sales training that I was doing, it was really hard, especially if you have no experience, especially if you do it the way that I look. Like back then, I didn't have my teeth. I had really bad teeth before. I was short. I was dark. I had really bad hair. I'm like, I don't know. I just like in front of print. Like to me, if you want to do sales, like first impressions is like everything, you know. And the way that like I just had a really really good attitude, and like no matter what happened to me, I just kept on trying. And which was what I learned, man. Bro, my communication skills, if you ever want to learn how to communicate, do sales. Like seriously, it does so much for you. Yeah. And I don't regret it, even though I got shut down. I embarrassed myself. I questioned myself so many times. Like, when you have that really sick feeling of loneliness inside you, like when you're like, man, like when you try to get a sale, they put all these really high expectations on you, and you fail. Yeah, you fail miserably. It's like you didn't even jump off. You didn't even have like a run up. You got shut down before you even ran up to jump to get to your goal, kind of thing. That's what it felt like to me. And every time I went through that almost every day for like 3 months, and it was just it was hard. But I know I got better, and I stopped eventually because I had to go back to school. Kind of thing. It was sort of like a vacation kind of job kind of thing. So I hardly make any money. My parents were against it. They were against that because they just didn't like how it was because it was hot, man. I was walking around every day, and they were like, I was getting dark and everything, and I wasn't making any money. Because you have to make a sale to get money. It's purely commission, and that's what my parents didn't like. They said, Mark, you can do something better. Like there are better jobs out there that you can do. But I liked it because I was learning, and I was making friends and all this kind of stuff. So it was good for me, and like I'm glad that I did it. But I stopped eventually because I had to. But I wanted to say, before I was about to like finish up with everything, that's when the sales started to come in. I was getting better and everything, but then I think it's because of the fact that is like I knew I was gonna stop. Maybe I stopped putting pressure on myself. So it was just like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, I'll just do this, man. Like, and I was already like at the top of my game back then, kind of thing. So I was just like when I'd approach people, I'd be a little bit more relaxed, I guess, instead of being so desperate like for a sale kind of thing. And I think that's really how people approach stuff, especially if they really want it. You get really desperate sometimes. But anyway, so it's like kind of take a step back sometimes so you can kind of see where you're going. I think it is. So don't get desperate for it. If you really want it, it'll come to you eventually. That's what I think I wanted to say. Yeah,
and that's one of the things that you built that the skill during that whole time. So you build up your communication because I don't know, maybe if you didn't do it, then your communication. Yeah, man, maybe I wouldn't be blogging, if I didn't do that kind of stuff. I never got myself out there. And I think everyone should try it, like especially like public speaking. It's really liberating. It's being able to speak in front of other people and being confident to do it. That's it's like I think it's a really good trait that other people will need as well. And if you want to be a leader, you got to do it, man. You got to be able to speak out. You can't lead by example if you're not putting yourself out there, giving a voice out to everyone. Exactly. Exactly right. 100%. Sheesh. I was gonna. Last question. So I was gonna say. So when you were starting at the very start, and you had to put that camera right in front of your face, what did it feel like? Like, was there a lot of doubt? Was there?
I practiced a lot first, so. That's what even now. So all my vlogs and stuff, I would have a run through first. And then I would record. So sometimes I feel like some of my best content, like the one that I'll talk, is off camera. Because it'll be like, oh man, I said all this funny stuff. And then when you try to do it again, it's like, it's not as funny kind of thing. So sometimes I do record, but then when I do record the first time, I stuff up a lot, man. Because I don't know what I'm saying. And then sometimes I still have to think about what I have to say, so I appear slow on camera. So I always have to cut that bit out, like when I'm thinking like, so I just cut it off kind of thing. And then, so that's why I do a run through first, and then just kind of do it then the record second. But the first time I actually did that, I don't know. I think I was already doing it on like Instagram stories, you know. So I was like, oh, what's up, guys? Yeah, we're here, and all that kind of stuff. But then what I realized, you're not really giving them everything sometimes in the stories. So that's why I think like going and doing videos and blogs and stuff is more of a long form and stuff. So people that do like that stuff that you're talking about, or the content, they can get more information from it. That's what we're probably like to say, man.
Sheesh. All right, let's take this baby into landing.
What does that mean?
We're landing the gears, man. We're shifting gears throughout the podcast, and we're on fly there. We're flying.
We're cruising there.
We're cruising.
I like that.
But yeah, we're touching down, right? So what would be like your final statement? You talk a lot about advice to the younger guys, or what would you say to anyone trying to follow your footsteps or trying to create that content for themselves?
And I get this question from so many young people, like on Instagram all the time, man. So, as I said before, like, just remember what you're doing it for first, and just remember it's not a sprint to get to the fastest like subscriber count you can get to, or the most views. It's really purely that you're doing it for what you like doing it, because that's how you improve. Because you want to get better. Because you're not doing it for the views. If you're doing it for the views, you get shut down so easily. And I've seen it, so many people already doing it. When I first started, there's lots of people that was doing it with me. And after maybe a while, they don't get to see the results that they want. They quit. You know? And then I tell them, why did you start in the first place? And it's like, oh, because I thought it would be more fun and stuff. So their like kind of imagination of fun is lots of views, lots of subscribers and stuff. But that's not what you should be doing. You like sneakers. Why don't you just talk about sneakers and that's it? And sometimes they just quit. And that's why I'm saying to all these people that do want to do what I do, and just remember to always remember why you're doing it, and have fun doing it, man. Because I always have fun when I'm doing stuff. Like I still have massive laughs, like when I'm doing my vlogs now. When I watch my videos, so I still laugh, that kind of thing. Not like every time, like after a while I watch it again, that kind of thing, So it's just it's a long process, guys. So just take it easy, work hard at it, like go hard, but just remember it's a long process, and don't look at the numbers. The numbers will never be what you want it to be. No matter how high you get, like you get 1 million, you want 2 million. You get 2 million, you want more million. You want like 4 million kind of thing. So even the views and all that kind of stuff. But especially don't count it with money. I'm telling you, YouTubers sometimes think that some people think that YouTubers get so much money and stuff. Nah, it's not like that. It always depends on the kind of content you make and like the ad revenue you can get from people clicking your ads and stuff. So sometimes people are really good at it. Some people are like really bad at it, especially because the way that it's linked, the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. There's so much stuff that you can't control as well. You can't control the algorithm, and what YouTube feeds to others.
Exactly.
And how people react to your videos. You can't control that. That's the whole thing. So that's why it's just important just to get yourself out there and let the world just kind of, think what they want to think. They want to give a thumbs up. They want to comment. Let them. But you got to be out. You got to put your content out there for them to do that. So, and make it, when you do it, make it good as best as you can. It doesn't matter if it's crap now. Just make it the best as you can, because the next time you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it better.
Exactly.
And the way that you'll notice it straight away from doing your vlogs from the beginning to probably like the first year, you'll notice that you go leaps and bounds. And make sure you're actually trying to improve, because some people do. I know I've done it. Like I've just kind of done the same stuff, and when I do look at it, man, like about 3 months, I'm like, man, I'm doing the same stuff. It's like just different shoot, like same review, different shoot kind of thing. And like, Marc, are you really improving kind of thing? So you got to question yourself, and to make sure that you're always improving. If you want, and guys, if you guys got questions, just let me know, man, because I'm always down to. I get people asking me all the time, man. It's such a, I don't know, I feel good when people ask me, like, oh, hey Marc, how do I do this? If you're like, how do I start? Like, what kind of content should I make? Like, people ask me that all the time, and I take my time out of my day to actually give them like a good answer. I don't want to just like, oh, there's a YouTube video about that. Go watch that. I can easily just say that, But I always take my time to, even like the really simple answers, But I gotta say, I don't answer my most hyped video. My video with the most views is the why do people hate the Jordan 1 mid?
Yeah.
That's the most. I think I got like 150
Oh,
or
wow.
50K views on it.
Sheesh.
But literally, I can't keep. There's so many like questions on it. People keep on talking and all this kind of stuff. I usually at least like leave a like and a heart on it and stuff, and try to leave a thanks.
Yeah.
I don't think, but there's so many, so I can't be bothered. Like there's no point. And so I kind of understand why some YouTubers don't answer every question because it's impossible. Literally, even if you stood there the whole day just thinking, you wouldn't answer everything because everyone's just there's like when you answer them, there's all these other ones that come in from your other videos every day. So it's usually my DMs where I just usually get really personal and like kind of like talking and stuff, but because I can actually see who they are. When you're on YouTube, I don't know if you guys click on that person. So this guy's got like nothing. There's no profile. Maybe sometimes they have their own channel and that you can actually look at them and stuff. But that's very rare. So that's why I take more time in my DMs on Instagram than I do in all this like kind of stuff. And yeah, if you guys got questions, let me know because I'm always happy to help out, man.
That's awesome, man.
That's
all right, sweet. Make sure to check out Kixplore. Give him a like, give him a follow, and sub to his channels, man.
Where can they find you?
So you can find me on YouTube under Kixplore. It's searchable now. I remember when, and that's another thing, guys. When you first check your YouTube channel, you try to search for yourself and nothing comes up. That happens to me so many times.
Channel.
So it'll eventually come up, guys. Don't worry. But yeah, it's on YouTube, Kixplore, Kixplore. So it's Kicks for shoes and exploring. And that's where you get the explore bit.
Nice.
And I'm on Instagram. I'm on TikTok. I've done TikToks as well. I've actually done a couple of TikToks. When I did the whole thing where like you look back on what you've done, I'm like, man, I had to. I thought, you know, when you scroll, usually it's just one. But this one I actually had to go like, I was just like, I've actually done like what? Like what? I've done so many. So I mean, it's not that much, but like. Because I don't post on it and it's hard. Like I really tried with like TikTok, man. Like try to do all this corny, funny stuff, bro. Sometimes I'm like, this Marc, you're not funny, Marc. But then like, you know, you just do it anyway because you I don't know, it's content and that kind of thing. But yeah, you can find me there on TikTok. But I'm not really so much on Facebook, but I do try to post there. That's where all my kind of family get to see all my stuff. So that's where I'm usually doing all that. Yeah.
Damn, awesome. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. I had so much fun. This was
fun. This was fun, man.
We definitely have to have you back, man.
Yeah, definitely. That's what they all say. But,
when you come back, you'll be in the studio, man.
Let's do a mukbang, man. That's the only one I haven't done yet, man. Everyone tells me do a podcast. Yeah, let's do a mukbang, bro.
Maybe we have to call on the thing, man. The connections, bro.
Yeah, we should. Let's get the Shinobi, but Shinobi guys, we said, man. We'll do mukbang together, man.
We'll look that up.
Shinobi. Oh, it's the guys who did they recorded us doing our story.
Yeah, they did our story, but they're close with some people that have pretty yummy restaurants.
Oh, okay, let's do it, man. Hey, do it in store, bro. That'd be sick, bro. They'd like deliver it to us while we're talking about that. So when we like talking about something deep, like then it comes up, we're like, oh wait, hold up, guys.
Yeah, man. It's in that dark place.
Oh, damn.
It was like, it was so hard. Oh man, but this oh man, okay.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. All right, thanks,
Sick.
guys.
Awesome, man.
That's good.
That's sick.